for Alabama voters could have the final say on whether schools are given the option to merge county education boards.
Lawmakers are considering a bill that would put that yes or no decision on your ballot.
Alabama political correspondent Jessica Umbro joining us from outside the State House. Jessica, explain the potential impact on Alabama's education system.
All right, thanks, Jessica. And as she just mentioned, the bill did pass the House and it will now move on to the Senate.
Early, trying to get the different stages of that blood moon eclipse. Were you in that group?
No, I didn't get up to see it because there was a little bit of cloud cover and fog where I was, but
okay.
You know, there were some pictures that came in. A lot of people saw it. It was just really early for somebody who, you know, gets home at like 11:30 at night.
Not
really?
you.
Yeah, so here's the deal. We've got a picture of it right here. Jason Isbell sent it in. We got, you know, there's so many viewers that sent in great pictures of this lunar eclipse, and it did happen. The question was, some areas it was obscured by cloud cover. So there's a look at it right there. And yeah, everything worked out okay for those that could see it. Orange Beach, 70 degrees, some clouds. Yeah, we got some clouds down at the beach right now. You can kind of see the situation there. It's so common to see this, unfortunately, in March and even April, where you got the cooler nearshore waters, you get the low clouds and fog. That's our Eastern Shore Toyota view. Let's look at a different one. In Mobile, less fog and cloud cover here, maybe a little bit of haze in the distance. We're at 71, winds out of the south at 11, so we're doing a little better. The further north you go, the better the weather is. Checking it out around the region, we do still have a lot of low cloud cover kind of mixed in, but there are some peaks of sun here and there, and temperatures are doing really well in the inland spots. It's not going to be cold tonight. We've got another night with cool conditions, but comfortable conditions into the overnight hours. We'll keep that southeast wind going for a little while longer. It should back off by mid to late evening, and then temperatures will drop down into the low 60s tonight. Guess what? Tomorrow, another beautiful day. We'll have low clouds and fog in the morning. That will get out of here. And after 10 o'clock, we should be jumping up above 70 degrees again with daytime highs pushing 80 in some spots. We're going to break all that down in your extended forecast and also see about some rain chances by the end of the week.
All right, Jason, thank you. We'll be watching for that. We're also watching for this. Alabama is beefing up efforts to identify and eradicate threats to the state's honeybee population.
Okay, the Alabama Department of Agriculture working closer with the Port of Mobile to keep invasive species out of the state. They're doing this through setting multiple traps across port property.
Some will lure bees, which will be tested for any relation to the Africanized strains, as well as a type of mite that has decimated bee populations. Other traps will capture and kill the Asian yellow-legged hornet.
These hornets are a threat to the honeybee population, and they've already been identified in 2 East Coast states where they're believed to have entered through shipping ports. The traps are being placed this week in strategic locations. Inspectors say if a hornet is captured, the traps will help pinpoint where that nest might be.
Then we start to distribute them in directions to try to see the frequency, and then it's a spotting of the nest, which could be 90 feet in a pine tree. It could be underneath an overpass. So it kind of gives us indicators on what direction and the frequency, which will tell us how far we are away from them.
So far, there have been no yellow-legged hornet sightings in Alabama. There are some things you can do to help in this effort, though. We're going to tell you about that and why these hornets are such a threat to our honeybee population, coming up on Fox 10 News at 5.
Students in Orange Beach spending the day taking coastal protection into their own hands. Our Stephen Moody was there as the students were planting for the future.
Today at Cotton Bayou Beach Access, students weren't just learning about science, they were putting it into action. Orange Beach City Schools teamed up with dune doctors and staff from Gulf State Park to host a Planting for Protection event. Orange Beach High School students were selected as mentors, guiding second graders as they planted native dune building vegetation along the shoreline.
It's so cool. It just kind of helps us teach the younger generation, like, just about the sand dunes, about their environment. It helps them reach out when they grow, and, you know, just let everyone know, like, where they live around and how it's protective against, you know, storm surges and hurricanes and the things that just happen around here.
In addition to getting their hands in the sand, students also took part in short lessons led by park staff, fish and wildlife representatives, and coastal restoration experts, and they learned a lot.
I had a very good time, and I'm ready to plant some sea oats and help our animals and us be safe.
How sea oats are planted and how turtles and mice and other sea creatures live.
The goal was to strengthen coastal dunes that protect the Orange Beach community, and hopefully, when they're older, they can pass on the knowledge they learned here.
I hope they take away just knowledge about the community they live around and just the protection that they live under, and that they're always protected from storms and things, natural disasters that happen around here.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
Shave it down.
All right, thank you, Jason. Well, a monumental moment for healthcare in Southwest Alabama. USA Health Providence Hospital now offers ECMO treatment to seriously sick patients.
They were so excited when they talked about this on Fox 10 News at 4. And as you can see, a lot of people in attendance for this ribbon cutting. ECMO is the most advanced temporary life support machine. It acts as an artificial heart and or lungs for patients with life-threatening heart or lung failure.
It removes blood from the body, oxygenates it, removes carbon dioxide, and then sends it back into the body. There are now 3 ECMO machines at Providence. So now some extremely sick patients in our area have an extra medical option that might save their life.
It means our patients can, they don't have to leave, their families don't have to leave. We can offer immediate care when oftentimes time matters for these patients who their heart are failing or their lungs are failing. It's nice to intervene in an efficient and to not have to be transferred, and to have the risks with transfer means we can stabilize people and allow them to recover or be more stable and transfer to centers that offer transplants or other advanced durable support.
Well, coming up on Fox 10 News at 5, you're going to hear from a woman who was on ECMO for 60 days in Florida. And that same doctor there who treated her helped to bring the life-saving device to Mobile. It's a full circle moment, and it's coming up in less than an hour on Fox 10 News at 5. Well, listen to this. Dog food sold in 5 states being recalled for salmonella risk. The FDA reporting it is recalling a single lot of its 6-ounce elite chicken chips for dogs due to potential salmonella contamination. The FDA says pets infected may be lethargic and experience diarrhea symptoms. Recalled products have an expiration date of April 2027 and were distributed to stores in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. No illnesses related to the dog treats have been reported. Consumers are urged to throw away the affected products or contact Elite Treats for a refund.
Oh, it's time to talk about my favorite people. Not that we're friends or anything, but Spider-Man co-stars and Tom Holland and Zendaya are now married, according to her stylist.
Yeah, Law Roach says the 29-year-old Hollywood elites wed in secret. Rumors started swirling after Zendaya was spotted with a gold band last month.
It seems to have taken the place of that diamond engagement ring that she had on for the Golden Globes last year. Zendaya stars in Euphoria and Dune Part 2, but also some of the Spider-Man movies.
And Holland plays Peter Parker in the recent Spider-Man movies. Zendaya and Holland did not immediately respond to a request for comment. I did not read it, but I did see that her mother was speaking out.
Yes.
I don't know. It sounded like she wasn't happy that maybe someone leaked the news.
Well, I would think as a mom, you would want to be able to say that. And
for sure.
If you think about it, when they got engaged, they didn't say anything. She just showed up on the red carpet, and then when a reporter was interviewing and said, "Your girlfriend," he corrected and was like, "No, fiance." So that's when it was confirmed. And so now, with the gold band there, happy for them either way. They like to keep their relationship private, and good for them.
As they should. Okay, multiple sources are confirming conspiracy theorists are wrong. And actor Jim Carrey did accept his own award in France last week.
Okay, so some believe that a look-alike actually was taking his place. Jim Carrey's representative and the general delegate of the award show both say no. The person on stage was indeed the comedian himself.
One source of rumors to the contrary is a post from a drag artist who's able to make himself look like other people. It shows a mask and a wig, and its caption reads, quote, "Alexis Stone as Jim Carrey in Paris."
Another cause for the rumors, Jim Carrey looked different than usual at the event. So I'm looking at these pictures and, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
He reminds me of how he looked in The Mask. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
We have that elongated and the accentuated cheeks.
I just think that if nothing else, you know what? Come out and say, hey, I got some injections and I got cheek injections. Because that's what had to have happened, in my opinion. If it's not a fake, that is not what he looks like in recent years. He's had some facial changes.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
To be continued. Come out and say it, Jim Carrey. Okay, with the new Scream movie at the top of the box office, a new horror flick parody is on the way. I saw this, the trailer, when I saw Scream.
Okay, the latest trailer for Scary Movie is out now, filled with jokes and parodies of horror flicks, of course, like Megan, Get Out, Sinners, and more.
It is funny. I'm trying not to laugh. The Wayans family and friends are back in the latest edition of Scary Movie, the franchise, starring Marlon and Sean Wayans, Anna Faris, Regina Hall. It will come out June 12th, and I can't wait. Some of the parodies, they were just so funny. Megan, that movie, if you've seen that, about the AI doll. It's just, that's from Sinners, a spoof from that movie.
It's funny that you like this because you do like scary movies. You don't like comedy.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're keeping us on our toes, this one.
Next up, we're going to dive into the big breaking stories that we're working on for your most local news at 5.
And then we have this story.
I would say take that tax refund, sock it away into a savings account just for at least a week. So take a minute, sit down and think through what your goals are.
Your tax refund on the way. Before you spend it, we have a plan so you can make that money work for you.
We're going to have that story for you when Fox News at 4 returns.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 News.
All right, let's take a look at what we're working on for your most local news at 5. First, chances are you noticed gas prices are a little more. Tonight, we are asking AAA what's causing that and if it has anything to do with this conflict in Iran.
Plus, new details about the man arrested in connection to a downtown mass shooting on Jocaine Day. We're finding out he was involved in a different shootout 2 years ago. We'll explain. And Mobile's new arena reaching a major construction milestone. We'll tell you what's left to be done. Those stories and more coming up on Fox 10 News at 5. Well, if you're like me, I keep checking my bank account to see if I've had a deposit. It's tax time, which means many of you, me too, will soon be seeing tax refunds in those bank accounts.
And some people don't get a refund in this Watching Your Wallet. Consumer investigator Rachel DePompa is sharing some ideas from a finance coach if you are getting a refund, how you can make that money work for you.
An advocacy group finding more than 100 substances of unknown safety in foods, drinks, and supplements. According to an investigation Environmental Working Group released today, the problem comes down to what is known as generally recognized as safe ingredients. It's customary for companies to use scientific evidence to prove any new ingredient meets that standard, but it's not legally required. So that means manufacturers can determine ingredients are safe by themselves. Without regulatory review, consumers don't have unbiased proof the items are actually safe that they're consuming. The Trump administration has expressed a desire to close that loophole that bypasses FDA approval for new ingredients. Well, listen up. It is World Hearing Day. Experts are using this as a time to raise awareness for hearing loss in children. They say it's more common than you might even think. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has the warning signs and how parents can help protect their child's hearing.
In the U.S., nearly 2 out of every 1,000 newborns had hearing loss in 2022. And while many of those are genetic, risk rises with age. One survey found more than 15% of children ages 12 to 19 have hearing problems.
your hearing when we're babies is going to inform how we develop our speech and communication, how we communicate, how we develop language. It's also directly tied to how we're going to learn and academic achievement and how we socialize.
That's why Marquita Murkison with the American Speech Language Hearing Association says parents can help detect hearing loss early by watching how young children respond to speech and sounds. Can the child identify the direction of a sound source? As they learn to talk, pay attention to how many times they ask you to repeat yourself or turn up the volume on the TV or radio, or if they complain of their ears ringing or buzzing.
If you're starting to notice that certain speech sounds aren't being produced correctly, that's also an indicator that there might be some hearing loss there.
Murkison says noise-induced hearing loss is preventable, so watch the volume on things like toys and headphones. She says to keep it at 50 to 60% of the maximum volume or less, and to take listening breaks, as well as use hearing protection when around loud noises.
Make it normal, just like you would never imagine backing out of your driveway without putting your seatbelt on. You wouldn't go to the pool without putting on your sunscreen. You don't want to be around loud noises without having hearing protection.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, Starbucks is ready to spring forward.
The company launching its seasonal lineup. You've got a chai, ube lavender, and coconut flavored beverages.
In addition to the new choices, Starbucks is also bringing back its iced lavender cream matcha. Later this spring, Starbucks will unveil its new iced mango cream matcha.
More on the menus available at Starbucks online. I didn't know that they were launching this spring menu, and I stopped by there today and had one of those drinks. Which one do you think it was?
I want to say that one right there, purpley one, lavender.
Oh. I had the coconut cold brew. It was really good.
They look good. They sound good. Do they smell good?
I don't know. I got cinnamon on top, so that's what I was smelling.
Okay. All right, well, there's nothing like a day of being pampered, even if it's at the zoo.
An elderly rhino too fragile to roll in the muck is now getting a spa-like mud treatment delivered by hand.
Jeremy Roth explains in today's Take a Look at This.
Watch a great-great-grandma rhino get a spa day-style mud bath treatment. That is one weird headline that shouldn't make sense, but according to Australia's Werribee Open Range Zoo, all of it is true. This is Make. She is a rhino, she is a great-great-grandmother, and she does get mud bath treatments by hand these days, courtesy of zoo staff. No, it's not because she's bougie, it's because as an elderly rhino in her 40s, unlike more youthful members of the herd, she's no longer physically able to roll in the mud herself and get all of those hard-to-reach places. Known as wallowing, many animals engage in this behavior to protect their skin from the sun, manage parasites, and keep themselves cool. But Make is special. This golden girl gets her grimy gloppy glow up with none of the dirty work. Well, stuck in the muck is the root of a pricey problem officials in Florida likely didn't have on their bingo card, but it's one they are facing nonetheless after this big beached boat was seemingly abandoned. Back in January, Flagler Beach firefighters rescued a family from the boat after it lost power and nearly capsized. No one was hurt, but the boat became beached, and according to WKMG, the family has surrendered ownership to the state, essentially leaving the vessel behind. Now the city is facing a bill of at least $42,000 to get the marooned eyesore removed. Until then, the sand-socked schooner is staying put. But hey, at least local looky-loos are happy.
I think it's amazing to see that, and it reminds me of growing up and watching Gilligan's Island.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, coming up, we're going to introduce you to the 6-year-old who's already read 1,000 books. You go, kid. That's more than the average person reads in their lifetime.
It's the Rooms to Go anniversary sale going on.
When was the last time you picked up a book?
My devotional, does that count?
It does. Pew Research says the average American reads about 12 books a year. For me, it's probably a little more than that.
I would say so. You're a reader for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Local News Live, Caroline Hecker introduces us to a Missouri 6-year-old who's shattering that statistic one page at a time.
You'll learn a lot from reading this book.
Inside the Florissant Valley Library branch,
I like this one too.
a familiar face lost in a sea of books.
And do we have that one?
Paw Patrol.
6-year-old Malachi Henderson and his mom Angel spend hours combing the shelves, something they've done together since before Malachi could walk.
I think I really like this telescope one right here.
Angel, determined to make sure Malachi shares her love of reading.
I grew up in a home where we had books and we had things to read, and we were always at the library. And I always saw my mom reading, and it was just very inspiring to me at a young age.
Ooh, let me read it.
So when Angel was pregnant with Malachi, she began reading to him.
My afro.
That continued as an infant when she learned of the 1,000 books before kindergarten program at the St. Louis County Library.
For every 100 books they read, they get a sticker.
The program offers this booklet, carefully tracking each and every book read. The more books you read, the better the prizes get.
So if we can get children excited about reading and thinking that it's something fun that they want to do when they're young, then they will keep striving to read as they are learning, even if it is a little bit difficult.
Childhood literacy is a critical predictor of long-term academic and life success. Studies show third graders not reading at grade level are 4 times more likely to drop out of high school. Low proficiency in reading can lead to lower income, higher incarceration rates, and poor health outcomes.
Biscuit wants a kiss.
Malachi joined the 1,000 Book Club last summer before kindergarten.
Biscuit is small. Biscuit is yellow.
His reading and language skills already putting him on the gifted track in elementary school.
Reading is the foundation for every other subject possible. And that's why it was always important for me, for Malachi to know how to read. Like bunnies and sheep and pigs.
Malachi and his mom now share that passion for reading.
But I sneezed the great sneeze. Achoo!
Always making room for a new book on the shelf. In Florissant, Caroline Hecker, First Alert 4.
Shelby Myers was there for that ribbon cutting.
In Shelby, before this, patients had to leave the state for this care.
Yeah, that's right, Lenny and Cameron. This is a milestone for our city and a full circle moment for one Mobile mother who nearly died. In 2024, Dr. Beth Dunsing contracted the flu while pregnant. She and her unborn son were dying. Gainesville was the closest ECMO-equipped hospital that had room for her. Her doctor there, the same one who just helped bring ECMO to Mobile, and today they reunited.
1, 2, 3.
Dr. Beth Dunsing didn't expect to be this emotional at a ribbon cutting.
Actually, more emotional than I even expected.
But for Dunsing, this moment is personal. In 2024, pregnant and battling the flu, she developed pneumonia. Without ECMO, she was going to die.
It really was a Hail Mary to get me out of the hospital here into a hospital with ECMO, and Gainesville was where we fortunately ended up.
2 days after arriving in Gainesville, doctors delivered her son, 3 months early and also critical. Then her lungs collapsed.
I thought many times of it's just so sad, to be in the families. They need this care, but you can't get it, and if you need ECMO and you can't get it, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Because it's the only option.
Her doctor was Dr. William Ricks, an Alabama native and USA Medical School graduate. Dunsing was on ECMO for 60 days. While recovering in the hospital in Gainesville, Dr. Ricks made a promise to Dunsing's husband, Adam. He was going to bring ECMO to Mobile.
I was excited to meet someone from Mobile and say, hopefully soon you wouldn't have to come, to Gainesville, that you could get this care, in Mobile.
Tuesday, he kept that promise.
You're welcome.
ECMO, or extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, acts as an artificial heart and lungs for patients with life-threatening organ failure.
It's probably the most advanced life support form that we have. When your heart or lungs fail, or both of them fail, we can take over and support blood flow, oxygenation, remove CO2, and basically function as your heart and lungs for you, and to allow them time to recover or time to reach definitive therapy.
USA Health, with the help of grant money, purchased 3 ECMO machines for Providence using American Rescue Plan Act funds from the Mobile County Commission. Healthcare workers trained extensively to operate them. Patients on ECMO require 24/7 bedside care.
Knowing that kind of guy is here doing this, it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
On that, and it's something I wanted the people here to know. Like, he's an incredible doctor.
We are very lucky to have him here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, Dr. Duensing and her son are doing great. Duensing is still recovering, but she says she's now able to drive again. I did an interview with her a couple of months ago, and she could not do that yet. So a milestone she has reached. In the studio tonight, Shelby Myers, Fox 10 News.
Good.